Hey guys, it's Hunter here. Just wanted to touch base with you all before we jump into our episode today about skill. First off, holidays are coming up. We got a couple big announcements towards the end of the year, some holiday stuff. But yeah, keep an eye out. Might be some more giveaways, some announcements, a lot of fun stuff. Also, had a little bit of technical difficulties with this episode. There's a little bit of audio dropout. I'm trying to figure out where that started from, but unfortunately, there are a couple little skips throughout the episode. Did my best to clean them up where I could without losing coherence, but hopefully this won't be an issue again going forward. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and enjoy the episode.
Sweet and puffy.
Pleasant.
Sweet and puffy.
Little spice. Not too spicy.
Yeah.
All
Just
right,
like me
fine.
when I eat milk.
You should not
Sweet
be having
and
any
puffy.
lactose. Like, buddy, you gotta stop.
He gets real puffy.
It's, oh god, it's bad.
Anyway,
Hi.
Hi.
Guess we start the show.
welcome to Blank Bodies, the Vampire the Masquerade V5 podcast. I'm Hunter, and as always, I'm joined by
John, this one here.
Sarah, the next one.
and the lore bot.
James.
All right, so
Finally got into a rhythm. It's good.
Oh my god. Looks like we're a real show.
That's not true.
yeah, don't
No, now I'm
Don't
just.
be giving us credit
I'm
yet.
just.
skills.
Just, I'm quasi-crippled, not fucking stupid.
You picked a unique skill layout.
I like that you keep trying to bring it back. That's
Yeah,
real good.
which is,
Yeah.
by
We're
the
talking
way,
about skills
we
today,
are.
guys.
Hi,
I don't know
guys.
if any of the hints that Hunter's been dropping for us to start the damn episode have let you know yet, but we're talking about skills.
we are after the sect crash courses. We needed to get back to some basics.
Yeah, we're gonna skillfully transition back to rules
Oh
discussion.
my god, fucking masterful. Just
Bravo. Good,
Yeah.
sir.
so what? Why the fuck are we bothering to talk about skills?
We use them in a game.
We do.
This
yeah.
is true.
Yes.
I love how you
There.
sounded confused saying that.
Right. You use them. I figured there was like three major highlights for like why this is actually worth a small discussion about. One, you can actually just build a character concept around just being a fucking skill jockey,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is great, and I love doing that. It is the best. Everyone's like, I have this cool magic powers, and I'm like, I got a fucking screwdriver and an attitude. Fight me.
5 dots and a skill is kind of scary.
No, it's great.
That's one thing I do like. Is that when you're building a mortal, you actually get bonus skills but less attributes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Also, you know, having certain kind of specialties in the skills kind of helps, like, tell the story of your character and, like, this is their background and things that they've done, and you can kind of parse story writing based off of, like, oh, okay, I put dots in these skills. Why the fuck would I have done this? Right. Which is handy, because, you know, the writer's block is a bitch, and we all hate it.
Yep.
Sometimes you can work backwards. You're just like, why the fuck do I have 4 dots in drive?
Oh god, sorry. I just had a flashback to the Shadowrun character you made, which is just like some redneck.
Oh yeah, future NASCAR driver
Mhm.
I love that
with
guy.
an Uzi.
Yeah,
Yep.
just this guy didn't give a fuck about anything. It was great. But yeah,
He
and
cared
then
about some things, and I think it was
mostly the
like,
car.
The car and synth cigarettes.
Yeah,
He
smoked
just-
a lot
He just always wanted more cigarettes
Yeah,
and a drive.
He
and to
didn't
drive things. That's
asked
all
no
you need to do.
questions.
Yep.
Just threw a pack of smokes at him.
There's
That was
a
a good-
distinct
good
reason
game.
why I'm happy that you bought the Shadowrun book, because I'm like, oh god, I'm going to be in a Shadowrun game that's not toxic.
Yes. Oh, they'll be toxin.
There will be many toxins.
Yeah, but you will not be a toxic person who's just like, I had a bad day at work today. Which one of the PCs am I killing today?
Yeah, we're not going to do that. But the other third reason, and the main reason I want to talk about this, is skills is a great place to push players to be creative.
Yeah.
Oh, because there are some rules with V5 where it's like, yeah, no, it encourages some back and forth between players and storytellers on dice pool selections and stuff like that. And I, at least when I'm running games, try to reward players for when they come up with unique ways to use the dots that they've allocated.
Yeah, I like letting people argue like, oh, I could use this to do this to approach this.
Yes.
Makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
I think it gives a little bit of flavor to this the scene too.
No.
You know, you're saying, well, I don't want to use persuade. Instead, I want to use manipulate because I'm approaching this a little bit differently, and it kind of gives that little zest to what's happening. I feel.
Yeah, and, encouraging players to think about using their skill sets in unique or offbeat ways also kind of makes them more invested in the characters they've made, because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I actually put dots into this for a reason, and my guy's the guy that does blank, and this is what I do, this is my thing, and it's fun. But yes, what is a skill?
It's a thing you can do.
It is. Skills define the ways characters most reliably or successfully apply potential.
That's from the core book.
It is.
Page 118.
118. Yeah. So these tend to be more of the things that your characters do or train in or practiced in, as opposed to attributes where they're just kind of your innate abilities. Because some people are naturally charismatic or more intellectually inclined, but you can circumvent that by drilling a lot into certain skill sets. So there might be somebody who doesn't have the highest int or intelligence, but they might be really good with fucking computers for some fucking reason. They got 4 dots in computers, and you're just like, what the fuck? Not the brightest bulb, but goddammit, they can hack things. Yeah, things like that can happen.
It's just like a rhythm game.
Was it Matthew Lillard in Hackers?
I think so.
He was in a hacking movie, and
Was it
so
Hackers?
good. I feel like it was.
I feel like it is, but also Matthew Lillard was such an iconic gentleman of like the late 90s and early 2000s. I just think he's in everything until told otherwise.
Yeah, he totally is.
Oh,
Sick.
good! Skills are broken down into 3 parts, which are the physical skills, which are active body doohickeries involving fighting and driving and picking locks and being sneaky and all that kind of jazz. And then we get social, which is your more talky, interacty skill sets, and then mental, which is you doing the things with your brain.
Brain power.
Yes. If you want more info on those skills, and if you go to page 159 in the core book, it breaks down each of the skill sets by their skill type, and then has more info on what the skills do, and like a vague idea of like, oh yeah, if you put 3 dots into this is how competent you would be, and a small smattering of example specialties in case you're a little confused. But yes, skills are one of the core ways for you to actually build a story around your character and how they're going to interact with the world. As players, keep in mind that when you're building your skill sets, you should establish these based more on your character's background and abilities and actual interests, and not trying to min-max. This is not D&D. There's not really a good way for you to min-max shit.
Yeah, and when you do, you're kind of just useless like 90% of the time.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to be really good at doing this thing, and then just you're kind of pigeonholing yourself.
Yeah. I'm
Unless
an
that's-
expert locksmith. I put all of my points in being able to... I got a 5 in dex. I've got a 5 in...
You can get like a 4 in larceny.
Subterfuge? Larceny, yeah. 4 in larceny. I'm
Well,
gonna
yeah.
specialize in lockpicks and then hang out.
Even then, though, it's kind of hard to super pigeonhole yourself in this game, because like you said, yeah, you can take a specialty in lockpicks, but you're still gonna have 4 dots in larceny overall, and you're still gonna have those ability points that you put in for that you can use. So that's like, even if you're like super hard specialized in lockpicking, you could still have like 3 in dex, which is like a 3 dice pool. It's not bad.
Yeah, because if you did the 3 dex and then the 4 in the larceny, that's a 7 dice pool on doing breaking and enterings, all sorts of just crime-related, thievery, picky skills. Which, if that's something you are interested in telling a story about, that's great, but it's kind of also a kick in the dick as a player to invest a lot of dots into something and then set yourself up to build a character that doesn't work with the story that's being written, and you're just kind of like, oh no.
Right, that character in like a really heavy like political intrigue game might not be so useful most of the time. You know what I mean? Because if you're spending time in Elysium schmoozing the whole time, you're good at stealing shit.
If you're able to not be at Elysium, you could be like, they're all out of their house.
Yeah, you can either, be the odd man out that's like smash cut and doing something super sneaky elsewhere, or... you could be pickpocketing people at Elysium, because that doesn't technically require a vampire power. You're just being a dick. And if you're interested, you could also write the story of like, yeah, I have this guy that's been crime stuff, and they're not really social, and now we're thrusting them into a social situation, and how are they going to handle it?
So what we're saying is, I was trying to give an example of how min-maxing is negative, but what we're saying is min-max all you want, because as long as you play your character properly, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. It's like, it's not like we're in like 5e D&D stack a bunch of points into things, and then you're just like, aha, I cleave everything in twain, and I am the master of...
Cleavage?
Yes. That's a bard.
Or our poor GM who's like, yes, the monk has gotten a surprise. He hit him 3 times and instantly downed him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's more because this is a story-based game and you're putting dots into things. It's just be aware of like the stories that you can tell with what you're doing, and if that's something you're actually interested in.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, even if you do play a hyper-focused game like you mentioned, where like we're spending most of the time like being sassy and hanging out in Elysium and stuff, either that's something you need to let your players know in advance, and building is going to be kind of hard because if you're only doing social gameplay, then people are going to obviously want to stack all their points in mental
stuff,
and
yeah.
social
Yeah.
and like those kind of skills, which means all the players are going to be inherently better at that, and they're going to have more overlapping skills. So if your game hyper focuses like that, you're going to have to take an extra step to make sure the players are differentiated a little bit between each other.
Yeah, and that's also a big note for storytellers is when you're doing character creation, keep an eye on the skills that your players are putting points in, because that's really a big clue for you, the kind of games that they want to do or stories they want to tell. So if you get characters who are like, oh yeah, I have this plan of doing a big social political game where it's a lot of snipey espionage stuff at Elysium, and you realize that people at your table have, put dots in like melee, you might be maybe I could have a really cool James Bond like sword fight off in a wing of the hotel at some point.
Remember, we all on the internet agreed, no odd job.
No odd job?
Odd job.
No odd
He's
job.
cheating.
God damn. But yes. What was I? Yes. And also, I wanted to highlight the fact that there's a lot of skills that I've noticed in my years of playing, especially V5, that people always put their dots in, and some things that people never put their dots in, and I don't understand why. And I find it very funny. Because the amount of games I've been in recently where I'm like, I'm putting all of my dots into insight, and nobody else does, and then we just get to situations where everybody's like, hey, can I tell if this guy's lying? And I'm the only one that can, and I'm just sitting there quietly like, y'all didn't ask me shit.
That's the reason why it's always either on the top tier of characters I build or close to it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want at least 2 dots in insight.
Yeah, there's a bunch of skills that people just are like, hey, I always put points in this, and I'm just like, but what if you didn't? What would happen if you just didn't? Put it somewhere else.
Oh, which ones? Which ones are you getting spicy about people always putting points into?
Oh god, fucking the amount of times I've run into games where it's like people have no points in awareness, I find very entertaining, because that's your I'ma notice shit.
I have a dot in awareness, don't I, John?
Yeah.
You have 1.
Oh my god.
One's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I done did it.
Survival's another skill where I'm like,
I was
man,
actually just thinking that.
Rarely do I see, basically no one puts any points in survival unless they're playing a gangrel specifically, and then they put all the points in survival.
I have 2 dots in survival.
That's
You need some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to have all of them, that's kind of cool still.
Yeah, because
There's
there's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of things that can be wrapped up in survival as a skill.
Could you argue first aid for survival?
I would say it would kind of depend on the situation and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't really do like an actual medicine check, but part of a lot of survival classes is some very rudimentary first aid, like
How to splint something.
splint, or it's like, oh yeah, you put pine sap on a wound for an antibacterial.
Yeah, I could see a player making an argument if you're like, I need to forage for food for my ghouls, using first aid to be like, not edible, actually edible.
Oh, we were talking about using survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Instead of using survival for that check, you could prompt the ST and go, can I use first aid?
That would be medicine.
That would be
Yeah,
a medicine.
medicine,
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's some overlap with some of the skills, and that's why it's fun to try and see where you can take things, because fucking I have been a monster with the craft skill in so many fucking games. If I'm a player in your game and you let me take any dots in craft, I'm gonna fuck shit up, and I am so sorry.
I've actually seen people suggest that you take a specialty in craft from the beginning, and essentially
You're supposed to.
Mhm.
Yeah, you are.
no, but like your further dots, if it's not in that specialty, you do it at the first dot instead of the ones past that. Some STs will do that if players get a little too out of pocket. They're like, I'm a special effects makeup artist, so I have 4 dots in craft. Now let me fix this airplane. It's a way to kind of focus that if you feel like your players are abusing
Okay,
it.
I'm literally trying to wrap my head around what you just said.
What he's saying is limit it to only
So if
working specialty.
Yeah, so if you have you're like I said an FX makeup artist, so you're like I have craft and like special effects, but they have like 4 or 5 dots in it. You have to take that specialty at the very beginning, and if it's a craft that's not related to that, you only get 1 die, as if you had 1 dot in it instead of rolling the full 5. So if you're like I made a special effects artist, I specialized in that, then you're not rolling 5 dots to repair an airplane.
Well, you wouldn't be able to do your specialty if it's like an airplane repair.
Well, you wouldn't.
You could still get the 4 dots, or like if you had 4 dots in craft. You don't get the specialty because it's not a makeup thing. And you should still be able to roll with 4 dots in craft because, like, well, if you have that many dots in craft, you've obviously expanded beyond what the base of your thing is. I, as the ST, would just up the difficulty because this is not your field of study.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I would handle it.
Yeah.
I think the simplified argument that Hunter's trying to make is he's trying to say that Tom Savini will not be able to repair that plane very well. Most likely. He's a master of his craft.
I would say it depends on what is wrong with the plane.
Yeah.
Because if it's just like, oh, we need to do like a couple of wire things, it's like me doing fucking
the
crafting,
Tom might know that.
the crafting and cosplaying stuff I do. Depending on what's going on, I might be able to fucking.
Now, personally, I wouldn't use that rule, but it's a homebrew rule I've seen brought up multiple times, just because specifically craft people will get a little.
Yeah, well, it's like, at least with me and doing craft, it's a lot of, I limit myself to obviously whatever I have nooked myself into because you get the free specialty in your first dot of craft as it is. But there is a lot of overlap, basic things. So I try to be like, okay, what could I get at a fucking Lowe's that I could use in this situation? So it's not like I'm trying to be like, oh, okay, I have access to things that a civil engineer would.
Right.
Like, that would be insane, but, getting around security systems with a fucking stud finder for $25 or a voltmeter, that's one way where you at least parse it a little bit. And that's also a thing with the STs where it's like, you do have final say.
Yep.
So
you can look at them and go, no, you don't get to use your 4 craft to repair that plane. You need to use science engineering.
Let's really quickly talk about the scale here, actually. Because I feel like sometimes people forget that.
Yeah.
You know, a 4 in any skill is like an Olympic athlete.
Yeah, well, yeah, because 3 for most dots is you are, like, certified and trained. Like, this is, like, you graduated college with a bachelor's degree in this thing. Like, you are fucking good. 4 is you are exceptional in your field. Like, people might recognize you that also are specialized in this. And then 5 is, like, edging towards, like, God tier.
Yeah, it's like world famous for knowing for your thing. It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Well,
yeah. Well, at least
kind
if we're
of.
keeping in the craft thing, like a 5 dot in craft, you're fucking Adam Savage.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You're that guy. Where it's like, oh yeah, no, I can do makeup, paint stuff, in model building, and puppets, and
I
all sorts of
built a
stuff.
car.
Yeah, I got bored and I made a Totoro.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if I could make a car out of Nerf guns. Spoiler alert, it's not great,
But I made
but
it
it's
work.
a car.
I took a car apart and rebuilt it as a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it took me a few days, but I fucking did it.
No, I think they did it in a couple hours.
Did they? I don't remember.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause at least for me as a storyteller, like, I don't like to limit people, especially it's like, well, if you spent the fucking dots on the thing, I don't want to tell you no. In the example of the craft, like the special effects makeup person that's like, okay, cool, fuck, I have to repair something in the plane. I'm like, depends on what needs to be fixed, what the issue is, and if the situation is out of their kind of field, you can just up the difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's like, if they do succeed, it's like, okay, you didn't personally know, but you knew enough to be like, oh, hey, there should be a user guide for this in the stewards thing, and you found that and you were able to kind of like parse your way through it. So,
Okay.
within reason. I'm trying to think that.
Also, just don't be a dick with your skill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just
Remember, this
Just don't
is
be a dick in
this is
general.
a co-op thing. You're not trying to win against anyone. The GM's not trying to win against you. You're not trying to win against the GM. This is a cooperative story.
yeah, you know what? Co-ops with skills, specialties.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Transition! Yeah, specialties represent a particular expertise in one aspect of a skill. So this should represent further practice specifically within a skill set. So if we're continuing with the craft thing, you could have craft painting, craft makeup, craft engineering, craft
Macaroni.
craft cooking. Oh, I just need more vampire chefs. I need that.
I still like one of my favorite bits of spice for that one character. I specifically bought a specialty for athletics. Parkour.
Yeah.
If that's a specialty, it's definitely a specialized form of it. It's not one that most people would be like, yeah, sure, because athletics isn't always that's a specialty.
Yeah, because there's some interesting things, especially within like the physical aspects of skills with the specialties where I would allow for the idea of like athletics parkour, because that specifically is having a physical specialty in moving over like urban terrain. If you try to go athletics, I think something that would be more like running.
Yeah, that's just basic.
If you're doing a specialty in combat, it's not a good idea to allow people to do specialties in a whole entire school of fighting, because that just gives you a bonus die for every fucking fight, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think...
So I can't say I want to specialize in Muay Thai.
Yeah, actually, I think the exact reference the book makes.
Because Muay Thai is fucking brutal.
No, but Muay Thai is fucking rad as fuck.
It is.
It looks really cool, and I don't have the bones for it.
I've got one thing for you that we'll do when we're doing a research episode. I have World of Darkness Combat 3.0. It actually has the merit system to put Muay Thai in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but what the book
real
does
good.
suggest instead is buy specialties in like maneuvers.
Yeah.
Or like Muay Thai strikes.
Okay.
As opposed to just like the whole...
I have a specialty in Muay Thai clinch, so I can grab people's heads well.
Yeah, where,
Yeah.
where Tony Jaa clearly has a speciality about putting his knees onto a motherfucker's shoulders.
Yeah.
Every time I eat Thai food, I specialize in clench too.
Go away.
I really want some Thai.
I do want Thai
man,
food
I
now.
want some Thai food
I
now.
really want a sound bar for whap, 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 whap.
No.
Peanut buttery noodles.
Oh, God.
So the first time I ever played Shadowrun, my uncle was playing with us, and he made a character, I think you'll like this, named Batmanuel.
Oh.
Yes.
Named after the Bat character in The Tick. And he was a troll street samurai that every time we got in a fight, he just got naked, first of all, because intimidation factor was his thought. And then he specialized in Muay Thai, and he got fingertip razors and knee spurs.
Oh my god.
So he would just run up to people, and a troll would just grab the back of their head / neck and pull him into this chest and just start kneeing the dude with spikes. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Batmanuel.
Last note on the specialties. So if you go to that section in the book I mentioned where they have the info on the skills, where it's like, okay, this is what the skill is, this is a rough little parameter, and then they give little specialties at the end. That specialties list is not the end-all be-all for specialties. You can come up with whatever you want for specialties, given that the ST's like chill with it.
Alec took entomology.
Yeah, he's just interested in bugs.
He likes bugs.
Yeah.
Always has been.
And I will say, for old players, a lot of the old books, I think it happened more in Mage, but in a lot of the first and second editions, they would start recommending extra skills. And if that's something you want, I would suggest taking them as specialties instead. And Dark Ages did the same thing too, where it replaced like firearms with archery and drive with ride, and it gave you like, I can't remember them all, but little, replace computer use with like mercantile skills. You could use those as specialties if that's something you want to make an older character, you want to use the system to run something like set in the Middle Ages. You could either use those as specialties or...
Yeah, or, like drive and, charioteering or horseback riding is pretty analogous at least, and firearms still just covers archery anyway, so it's like, But I guess, depending on where you are in the medieval timeline, firearms could technically cover, like, really crude cannons.
You could also specialize in, like, archery.
Yeah, you can crossbowman, longbow, shortbow, hunting bow.
Yeah, boarding cannons are a lot smaller than y'all people think they are.
Took a specialty in sling.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You can use a sling for a lot of different ways, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it as a bludgeoning weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it as a rope.
Yeah.
You can use it as a sling.
As I was moving, I found, I forgot I had bought this because I was really tired when I bought it. It's a slingshot, but it's carved to have a little raccoon face on it.
I love it.
And I feel like I should not have been allowed to buy that.
Dude, I want to get another slingshot. I miss having slingshots. I have a whole giant pack of the hardened clay pellets.
Like the white glass beady looking ones?
No, the brown ones, because they're actual clay.
Oh.
But man, they're great, because then, I mean, like, they're a little bit, they'll still fuck up a window or a person or whatever you shoot it at, but they're biodegradable. So, like, you shoot it, it hits something hard, it just explodes into, like, dust, and then it's just clay.
So the costs. The skills themselves cost 3 XP exponentially, so your first dot is 3, second dot is 6, third dot is 9, and math. So on and so forth.
So your
yes.
fifth dot will be 15, just so everybody got that.
Yeah, and the fourth dot is 12. We did the
Shit,
numbers
man.
for you.
All right.
We did it.
You don't even got to do your own math, guys.
6.
Yeah.
6.
18.
A number of the beast.
You're
But
right.
that XP cost alone is part of the reason why when you gave the example about getting a fourth dot in craft, I would feel so bad not letting them at least take a whack at trying to do the roll. It's just like, especially if it was a dot that they put actual XP in and they didn't just like buy it straight at character creation. I'm just like, oh god. I'm like, okay, I let you roll. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be an easy thing for you to do, but you know.
You got a chance.
Yeah. Like more times than not, I'm like, let's see what happens. Best case for you as the storyteller, they get a fucking bestial failure and it's just gonna be fucking funny.
They just tear the wing off the plane.
How small is this plane that we keep joking about?
It's like one of those ultralights.
Okay, I was imagining like
It's more of a lawnmower than a plane,
yeah,
really. But you know,
I
we're
was
here.
imagining one of those, not the full on, like not a 747 obviously, but somewhere between the 15-20 person kind of plane where it's like it's small, but it's small enough that like you might have to personally work on it, but it's not like so small that it's just like a dinghy in the air.
See,
Do
I
you
had
call those
meant.
planes puddle jump.
Or Pud jump.
Pud jump. Anyway,
Yeah, I was imagining like an Airbus. That's why I was like, yeah, makeup artist isn't going to fix that.
Oh yeah, no. It's one of those. If you roll well enough, you might be able to assist somebody who's having to fucking fix this while you're in the air. But like you personally are probably not gonna.
And at that point, you just shouldn't let your players roll for it.
no, I always let them roll
Borderline.
for it. If they want to roll for it, let them roll for it.
Yeah,
That's how I feel about it.
If there's no way that they can succeed, if you know that you're giving them a challenge that they can't roll enough for, it's better to just be like, don't roll that. Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, you tell them, okay, you do the out of character hands and you go, look, as your DM, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it? They say, yeah. You go, okie dokie. You got to get a 15.
I'm going to give you the stipulation that if you do not make this, you're going to make it worse.
Yeah, right.
You got to look at them and
You
be
just,
like,
if they want to roll, always let them roll, but make sure they understand the stakes.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
what Sarah said, adding a little like, if you get it
Vampire.
wrong, you're making the situation worse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
vampires always care about the stakes.
Hey-o.
Ayo. Unless you got that merit where your heart's elsewhere. But
No,
yeah.
that's a discipline.
But yeah, the specialties, side note, are just 3 flat. And as far as I could tell in the books, there is not a limit on how many specialties you can get for a skill that you have. We might need to update this because I might have overlooked it because I am very tired.
That's fair.
Yeah, I have spent my willpower, and I'm sorry, everyone.
I feel like since you can't really stack specialties, like you can't use 2 specialties for one roll. I feel like an unlimited amount at 3 dots makes sense. You know, if you want to take 8 academic specialties, you'd be like, oh, you're good at biology, maths, science, history, American history, Native American history.
I will make the note that I'm like, I would say maths might be a little too vague.
That's fair. Trigonometry.
Yeah, there you go. Like, or calculus. Like, it's like, okay, statistics. Answer for this, whether or not it is worth sinking a bunch of character creation points into skills, considering how much cheaper they are compared to, like, disciplines and ability scores.
At character creation?
Yeah.
Unless you're specifically wanting to make a skill jockey, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I spend my points on disciplines because they're just so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Like, yeah, because it's like 5 exponential if it's in clan. If it's out of clan, it's 7.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then you also have to find somebody who's gonna like let you borrow some of their vitae to get the out of clan discipline, and that's a whole
thing. That's a whole thing.
That's a whole
We'll talk
thing.
about that later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I might be doing that and playing.
I've thought about it many times. I've got some ideas on things I want.
It doesn't specify they have to be willing.
No,
No.
but generally speaking, it's kind of hard to like take vitae from somebody who's like not keen on it.
We could torpor them and then use syringes.
You could. You just around and finding out.
and fucking around and finding out.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could pay the circulatory system for a special drink.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The circulatory system.
It's
Hell
just, is the money and or whatever the cost going to be worth it in the long run, as opposed to making an ally or making an ally, quote unquote, and then just making them be a not thing. It's like, well, I can't owe a boon to somebody who's dead.
Haha!
Technically, I mean, that's a whole thing. But yeah, I still don't have a good answer for this, because like I've played characters where I was like, I really want to be a skill jockey because I like playing skill jockeys, and then I spent a fuckload of character creation stuff into skills, and I'm happy with it, and then I get into games and I'm like, I am gonna get my ass kicked because I have no points and disciplines, and I really need this thing. It's gonna take me forever to get to the XP for this. Fuck.
Y'all.
That's how I feel, because I just want to get horrid.
You like being spooky.
I just want to be a giant praying mantis human.
We're working on
It's
it.
going to be fucking terrifying and great.
See, I like
Fuck around, you will find out.
I like skills. I usually tend to sink my points into merits, but in
They are
some degree, but they're not as powerful.
Yeah, it also depends on it depends on what you're doing, because the merits are 3 dots flat, so if you get like a 3-dot merit, you're spending 9 XP as opposed to 9 and then 18 XP.
Yeah.
So depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, I would argue when we do the merits episode, that I would also agree with the fact that merits also help flesh out your character, much as skills do.
Yeah. Just being like, who are you and do you do?
Because there's a lot of merits that I look at them and I'm like, I need this for the story of my character.
Yes. But yeah, dice pools and rolls and hunger. Dice pools, especially with the skill system, and this is kind of really where this gets highlighted, because the amount of games that I've played in or I have run where people are like, I want to do a thing, but I'm nervous. And what leads to that nervousness is the way the pools are created. So generally, more times than not, if you're rolling a dice pool, it's going to be some sort of attribute and some sort of skill. If you're doing a disciplines, obviously it's discipline instead, but we're talking about skills now, so fuck it. If anybody is confused on how to slap together dice pools, the book has 4 sections with suggested dice pools. So there's conflicts on page 124. There's advanced conflict, physical and social combat on page 300. We've already talked about that. There's predator pools on 307. So if you're doing a hunting
Ooh.
and you want with, that's listed.
That's
Cool.
kind of, that'd be related to how you feed. So it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna try and seduce someone, so here's the dice for that.
Yeah, if you're a siren, then here's the book suggested. And then there's Appendix 1, Standard Feats, and that goes into a little bit more detail of certain actions that a lot of players tend to do, and the book suggested combinations for things. And there's so many in there. There's so many. And that's on page 409. But these pools in the book are not the suggestion. They're more guidelines than actuals.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're bringing back the vampirates.
Yes.
All the time.
Always vampirates. Always vampirates.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm with it.
Always vampirates. There should always be vampirates.
It's not a reference to something. It's just a statement.
Yes.
Oh, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I am trying to catch up on the Sea Shanties by Night from the Lore by Night guy. That's been good.
Vampirates.
Vampirates.
But yeah, players should definitely feel welcome to suggest their own dice pools for actions. The book says this, and I am, as an ST so far, I've been a big proponent of this. I fucking love this as being an option. So instead of me constantly dictating to you guys, hey, if you're doing this, this has to be the dice pool for it every time. I'm like, no, I want your feedback and how you feel in character about how you're trying to go about and move about the world and reach out and touch stuff.
Just be like, Faith!
I know, I started to say it and then realized what I did, and I'm like,
Yeah, you did this.
I did do this. But yeah, this is a big, it's a good way to open up new pathways for players to consider their skill sets and be like, okay, you're in a situation, you have to look at what you have and be like, okay, what can I feasibly do with what I got?
Honestly, I like that. I think it's in the core book.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about how like this is a collaborative storytelling. So even a teammate could be like, could it be this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still a group discussion about a role.
Yeah.
Which I think is neat, personally. It doesn't have to necessarily be only with the player and the story.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because there's, I usually try to not build characters that do things that I don't personally know that much about. I recently started to do that, and I am really grateful that there are other people in the game that actually know what the fuck I'm trying to talk about. Because I'm just like, guys, I feel really pretty. I just came up with this concept because I said the phrase Trameme, and it was just like, what if I made Jameer was really into computers? And I'm like, I have 2 dots in tech at best, and I can talk about what I'm trying to do from like a social of hacking into surveillance systems I don't know that much about. And I'm like, oh, thank God there's other Oh,
What
thank
what
God.
do I roll, guys? Help me out.
Guys, this is what I want to do, and I know it is feasible, but I do not know how to get from A to B.
Right.
So, yeah, having other people at the table that are like, hey, look, you're very pretty, and I know you're meaning to do this, but this is what you should actually be doing and rolling. And I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. I'm gonna bump
I
nuts.
appreciate it.
I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, I was trying to think of, oh god, the brain. But yeah, dice pools that I'm trying to think of the most creative use of a dice pool I've had in a hot minute.
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and brag on Alec and his arm surgery recently.
Oh yeah.
Because instead of using medicine, we used, I believe, science
Oh
for
yeah.
that role, because he was using the anatomy of an insect to accomplish his goal.
Yeah, are we talking about that in more detail right now or not?
No, I don't care. Sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the TLDR of this is we have our fun little Zamitzi board that is like legit looked me dead ass in the eye and went, hey, could I make a bone projectile come out of my forearm? And I just thought about it and I was like, I mean, there's that cone snell that like shoots a barb full of poison, so yeah, I guess you could. There are biological like shooty barbs, so yeah. And then we kind of came up with a rough, and we're still, I think, hashing out the schematics. But you rolled fucking good on that, and I was just
rolled
like,
real
oh
good.
my god, this is gonna be so gross, but
Yep.
it's gonna be really cool. I'm also terrified because I'm like, because I think we do have the maths for like the amount of force that a flea makes when it jumps. So if you're basing your designs off of that, I'm just like, how much damage is this bone projectile gonna get if it's like, boop?
So what I'm thinking to make it balanced, we're going to do a little bit of homebrewing here real quick, guys. So Hunter, sorry if you ton of damage. I'm thinking maybe I should roll like a rouse check when I use it, because like I'm willing the blood to go to the places and harden bits of my body so they don't just explode with the force.
Well, we're still workshopping it. I'm like, I definitely want you to do it,
Yeah.
but
I would say there's also a potential for you to take damage, not as much as you would deal, but you are just like blasting bone out of your own body.
Well, so the full concept was it started with bone, and then I was like, wait a second, there are plenty of examples of Zamitzi like implanting things in their body. I'm just gonna put a crossbow bolt in there, and I have an auto stake in my arm. It's pretty cool.
yeah, I'm saying though, like, probably gonna end up taking some superficial damage if you use that.
Especially
Not a fuckload, but
Okay.
especially if it's a non-biological thing scraping through your orifice.
I mean, I specifically we'll talk about that later.
we'll figure it out. That was an idea, but I thought, but yeah, when you were talking about that initially, like, what if I could use science and my understanding of like bug anatomy? And I was like, I love that. Yes, please roll that for like the design part. Like that was so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I also have to call out Crazy Bait because we talked about it a little bit
Yeah.
together. He helped me out a little
Aw.
bit. So thanks, bub.
Yeah. No. Oh, God. I wish I could brain butter right now, and I'm sorry, Hunter.
That's okay.
What do you guys think? What are some fun, interesting dice pools?
Trying to think. See, my character is built very socially, so he mostly through a lot of scenarios.
Yeah.
So it's not as much.
Yeah. Ellis's thing is definitely gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. His way through like most situations.
Gaslight, gatekeep, hunt you through the woods for sport.
Yeah, that's where
Girl
girl
boss.
boss. Yeah, that's where girl boss kicks in. Oh god. I am not braining.
Stuff. If you are trying to do research on an occult topic, you should be able to roll academics, right?
I would say you would get different information though.
Yeah.
You could let players roll both, but like say I wanted to look up magical practices of the Hawaiian people. Why not? If you did that through academics, you'd probably find a dusty academic tome that, while not inaccurate, isn't going to teach you how to do that kind of magic, but it's going to talk about like practices and like religious beliefs.
Yeah, you might get like stuff from like anthological papers, like actual accountings of observations of the practices, that kind of stuff, as opposed to if you went the occult way where you would be.
Okay.
I
cool.
also don't know enough about the occult practices of the Hawaiian people to really give a good answer for that.
Thanks, Hunter.
But you don't. But more specifically, you might actually be able to find like the specific rituals or what they thought they were talking to, or maybe what they were actually dealing with.
Okay.
You'd have more that side of the information than the. Maybe you didn't know what years it happened, but you'd be like, I bet this is how they did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Would be more the occult side of
So
things.
the way I was thinking of it was pretty much the same thing. It's like you're using a library to look up about this thing, where the occult side of it is like, I want to perform this ritual.
Oh, I thought of something I've done in games. So, I had a game where I was playing a Bruja, shockingly, and I was being chased while I was on a motorcycle. Again, shockingly. And the place I was trying to get to was in a factory district to a specific factory. Yes.
Are Bruja even allowed to drive anything other than motorcycles?
Yes.
Yeah, Jeeps.
Sometimes people have very crappy four-door sedans as well, because, broke.
Impossible.
But whilst I was being chased on this motorcycle, I had the brilliant idea of like, well, I'm trying to get some distance between me and these cars. And I was like, well, there's a chain link fence surrounding this factory I'm supposed to be meeting up people at. And I dead ass looked at the ST and said, hey, could I do a drive check to basically slide the bike, instead of being completely vertical, get it to lean as far as I can and slide underneath the chain link fence?
Like action movie style.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because they're like, what? I was like, yeah, basically I'm trying to either get those cars to stop and then have to either climb the fence or, drive through the fence and like fuck up the cars and give me some distance between me and them. And he's like, you know what? Sure.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I was just like, I'm using my bike as a defensive maneuver to prepare for melee.
Which involves a wrench.
Right.
Oh, the melee did.
Yeah, because I know the wrench is technically a craft tool, but if you use it appropriately, it's technically a melee weapon too, so that's exciting. Fuck. I'm trying to think of other things.
So you're saying is drive can be used in place of almost every other skill.
Kind of. Well, it's like if, I would say if you
Uga's
have...
set.
Yeah. I would say if you had a bunch of points in drive, you really place a craft for a drive on repairing a car.
I did that actually recently in a little test game I was running where I had someone roll drive to identify some like car parts sitting around.
Yeah. No, that would be a good
makes
use
sense.
of that.
That's good.
Oh god, there's a lot of things in science where I'm just like, actually, because I have these science stats, could I roll to do certain things? Depending on what you're doing, I might supplement a science check for certain tech. Because it's like, yeah, you might not know like how the software works in this machine that you're running, but this is a piece of equipment that you use in the lab all the time, so yeah, fucking roll it, see what the fuck happens.
You don't have to have a high tech skill if you're using like a centrifuge to separate blood. That would be a science roll, not necessarily a tech roll, even though you're using like an electronic tool.
Yeah.
I think that like most of the physical skills could probably be used as knowledge skills in specific scenarios, just in general.
Yeah.
You see someone, I was going to say swimming, but what do you really need to know about someone swimming? Oh, cool, they're doing breaststroke. Let's see, instead, larceny. Like, if I had 4 dots in larceny, I feel like it would be fair to maybe, I don't know, tell if someone's trying to pickpocket me.
Oh yeah, you should be able to.
Even someone near me. I see somebody bump into somebody and be like, I see what just happened.
Yeah, if you witness that might be something I'd be like, okay, yeah, you get to do a larceny instead of awareness, because you know what to look for in the shifty shifts.
Oh, I know larceny, I know lockpicking, I know how tiny mechanisms work. I might be able to like figure out how this like watch or clock works.
Yeah. It's all about fiddling with stuff. Now, I would make the difficulty pretty high, I feel like.
Yeah, but I'd let you argue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You know.
totally.
Yeah, and I might even argue where it's like, if you're, again, at the going the larceny way, but the other way around, where it's like, yeah, somebody doesn't have any points in larceny, but they're trying to like break into a place. They might be able to roll an academics or a science, be like, I actually know the fulcrum point that I need to wedge this in and kind of fucking MacGyver my way into this. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I would say, honestly, all of the social skills could also be used as like a knowledge check, pretty much like animal can. Yeah, I could tell you all about kinds of animals that you spot, or
Well, it might be like a science biology thing as well, but animal can just be like you know about, training animals, or like, oh, this is their behaviors.
you could be a whole ass Caesar Romero. Or not Caesar Romero, Caesar the dog whisperer. What was his name? Caesar Milan.
You said that, my brain went to the guy who does that, but with cats with a shaved head. Recently, and it made me upset. Which is the reason I stopped watching the fucking Animal Planet ad. But as we've said, the fun thing is, you as a storyteller get the final say on dice pools. So dice pool, you're allowed to use it. Also, things that you should note as a storyteller with dice pools, there is the taking half option. a situation that isn't dramatic or is not combat, you can't allow them to take half of the dice pool that you would ask for the roll as just successes and just let them go about the thing, especially if it's tasks that you're just like, this shouldn't be that difficult for them to do. Like certain researches, certain kinds of like lockpicking is like, yeah, if you're just trying to like move the story along, you don't have to sit there and like hold every scene up because you're like, okay, we have to roll the dice pool for this and checking for cameras and checking for lasers and checking da-da-da-da.
Right.
Unless you really want to, and that's the kind of story part or beat that you're interested in, then yeah, by all means, go through and roll that, but you don't have to. Like, if
it's a very dramatic thing, if your heist is going on and you've got to, like, break into the museum so you can steal the mask, because it used to be your buddy's, and
he really wants it.
He really wants it. He's kind of pissed that it's in that museum. At that point, that'd be a good spot to be like, okay, we're checking for lasers, we're checking for this, for that.
Oh, yeah, like, if you're going to a bar and schmoozing for information, that's another one where you could take half. Where it's like, oh, yeah, if you got the one guy who's, like, super social and he goes to this bar all the time, you can be like, okay, cool, your dice pool's 8, you got 4 successes, this is the info you get.
Right, cool.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And there is also auto success, which is if you may allow a player, if you're the ST, to automatically win if their dice pool is twice what the difficulty is.
Oh, wow.
The first game I ran, I had a friend that he built a character, he did a performance, and the dice pool was like 16 fucking die. It was fucking stupid. So I was just like, yeah, you're just really good at it. Unless you really want to roll this for some reason, I'm just gonna let you do it. And dear God, so many.
Just perform all the time.
Yes.
Never
tried
stop
to turn
performing.
everything into a performance, and sometimes I was like, just would you let other people do this?
Yeah.
I would like to perform a car driving. I'm gonna drive real cool though.
Yeah, and there's also the note about modifiers, which are like little changes you can do to the dice pools, which specialties is one of them, but you can also allow for a plus to a dice pool or a minus to a dice pool based on a change or of circumstance based around the character specifically, which this is a good chance for you as a storyteller to reward players for being creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if somebody's like, okay, I thought really hard about this and I've planned and I have all my duckies in a row and I've done all these things, you're like, you know what, you get a bonus die because you thought this through and you're prepared and do the thing.
You could make the test easier, but I like the bonus die better because that's more of a reward. Even if they fuck it up, they'd be like, well, I had the die.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of things behind the screen with doing STing where you're just like modulating difficulties, and you don't always have to share those, but at least if you like give them like the physical cookie point of like, oh, you know what, I hadn't thought about you using that ability for this problem. You know what, have a bonus die. You did good. Roll it. Please don't fuck up.
Or do.
To combine together for the hunger system, which leads to the amount of players and myself just fucking stressing at the table, being like, do I want to succeed at the objective at the cost of potentially losing my shit?
Oh, yeah.
Which is the best part. And part of reasons why I'm like, no, watching players have to deal with the fact that they're like, yeah, I'm not very skilled in this, and I have 4 hunger, and all of my dice are red dice, and I don't know if I should be doing this. I'm gonna sit down and shut the fuck up.
Do it.
Ugh. Yeah, that's it. And it's something you can, depending on the scene and the situation you're in with your players, it's a good way to build up tension in a situation. Like, friggin', prime example of the friggin' game I've been playing recently, for some reason, the gang girl in our party decided to go talk to some sort of reporter, undercover cop lady. He's like, I'm gonna go stop him. I guess we're just gonna watch the wreck.
Everyone wants to be social, though. You can't keep a person in a box.
No, I'm not gonna. But the problem was, they ended up getting to like hunger 4 or 5, and they almost frenzied. And we were in an affluent suburb, so one, there's no one walking around for us to like chuck at him. And if they were going to feed, they would have to, basically do a purge and like break into somebody's house. And it was just like, oh no, oh fuck, okay, oh no. So that was very entertaining. We solved that problem by my character being like, do you have to, are you gonna frenzy? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, if I let you feed off of me, can you stop yourself? And he went, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then I almost died.
Good.
Stories.
Good.
Yay.
Yeah. And now we're really good buddies.
Well, he's your really good
Yeah. For a month.
buddy. Yep.
Yeah.
You got bonded.
Yeah. Well, to stop me from dying, the fucking Tremere had to step in and help out. So he's technically bonded to 2 people now.
No.
So that's the thing that I find to be very entertaining is just watching people try to do activities and then realizing like, oh, my dice pool now is like all the hunger die, and like, is it worth me doing this? And some people are like, you know what, I'm gonna roll those hungry bombs. I can do it. And I'm like,
Here we go.
No.
And you know what? Hunger's cool because it can also kind of fuck with you even if you're not really that hungry.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like, the first time Alec met this crew, we were in... And
You're like, yeah, this will be fine. I can do this. It'll be chill.
I'm fine. And
Yeah.
I bestial succeeded.
Messy crit, yeah.
Messy crit, thank
Yeah.
you. I messy critted. And so I ended up using my finger spur things to stab him in the chest.
Well, I mean, he wasn't giving you answers.
He was lying to me. And I am not cool with that.
And then one of Luca's convictions came up where he said, I'm not going to let him kill you. And you were like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm like, I gotta go staking gun. Kane, damn it.
That is why Alec doesn't like Luca.
Yup.
Uh-oh.
I
And
was
see,
hoping to make friends.
the story writes itself.
Yay.
And Ella's just sitting there like, God damn it, I have to get these bits.
Didn't lie. Come on, guys.
Do the thing. Final thoughts on the skills and whatnot.
No, I think they're pretty straightforward once you keep in mind the scale at which they go up
Mm-hmm.
and specialties. I think those are the two real big things that I see people kind of missing out on, is there is actually like what that skill is, because you know, like, oh boy, 3 is kind of meaningless unless you keep in mind like, oh no, that means you're like a professional in that field to some degree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's part of the reason why it's an exponential cost, because it's like, yeah, the more dots you have in the skill, that's more of a dedication of time, and it's like, okay, why is your character good at this? How do they do this? What does this actually mean for you, and how does it go? Are you falling apart?
My belt just broke.
No!
That's whatever. Yeah, and also we covered it, but I think a big thing that, I mean, sometimes I completely forget it, is how creative you can be with these skills and how much you can just kind of work them to what you need them to be, a lot of them.
I have a lot of unspent XP for in our game, because I always save up for big stuff. And it's like, I'm buying another 5 merit.
Yeah.
But now at this point, I might just like backfill skills, because I have really ignored that part of my build. Especially because my character is so wacky. I had to put a lot of merit points down.
You did, but it's worked out.
Yeah, having some more skills might help, though.
Yeah. I was gonna say, were you thinking about specking Alice out?
A little more combat-y.
Yeah.
His combat, we haven't had a whole heck of a lot of combat, but his reputation is much more fighty than his actual stats would be if you look at him, so I need to fix that.
Hunting and tracking and shooting, which is great. I love that. It's just, what if I did fox hunting but with people? And I'm like, that's so good. I fucking love that. But, you know, if the politique is going to go the way I think it's going to go for you guys, you might need to fight for your fiefdom. You might have to stab a bitch.
Sarah, tell me how I got one of your hairs inside of my belt.
That is not podcast appropriate.
No, I mean, I just had to.
Ugh.
I didn't go into your room except when my hamster escaped and was like, I'm gonna fight your snake. And I'm like, that snake literally would eat you if it could get through the glass.
Easily.
And this fucking Russian dwarf hamster that was just, I'm here to fucking fight God or become him. And fucking it killed its cage mate. We had a fucking black metal Viking funeral for it. It was a whole thing.
That's the reason why you don't get hamster terrible.
I don't remember the hamsters, but I remember the funeral. That was fun.
That was a good time. Yeah, we had an actual satanic priest and we had black metal playing on a portable vinyl player. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And those took skills.
That did take skills. We had to start a fire. Wait, was that?
Yeah.
We
we
had
did
to start a fire. That's survival. We had to recite satanic rites. That's probably academics or a cult.
Yeah, probably a cult.
We had to...
I had to identify the dead hamster, so that was Animal Kid, I guess.
Yes, okay, yeah. That hamster's not moving. Hamsters usually move.
They usually move. I didn't say it was a high difficulty.
We had an actual satanic priest that he was using a cult.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. There was a performance aspect. We were trying to persuade one of the demon lords of hell to take in the hamster that died in combat.
And that is how you tell a story using your skills.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Thanks, Paralyze, for the music.
Yeah, thanks Paralyze for the music.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
This will come out in the future, but I've been playtesting for our first one shot. Very excited. I can't wait to force you guys to deal with what I've written.
I'm in. Let's go.
I'm already here. We are ghouls. We are ghouls.
We're doing a ghoul game.
Yeah.
And then I plan on
Ghouls.
ghouling. No, I plan on releasing what I write as a short adventure for free for everybody. So
Yeah.
Again, there's a reason why I think we're going to have to adjust the poll for mine, because I think I'm already writing mine. Because I've run this once before with people, and I already know where the hiccups are.
Yeah.
I'm already doing the charts in my brain to be like, okay, this, and this.
you should no guarantees here. You should let the people vote on what decade it takes place in.
I think stereotypes for whichever one of you wants to volunteer to let the patrons decide what you're playing.
Oh,
Yeah, I had
that's good.
suggested letting people choose what I played.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I already know. I'm like, no, the decade will be late 80s, early 90s. Did that thing exist? Does it seem like it should? Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're trying to get Patreon poll stuff monthly. Probably going to do a couple more throughout the month. Hopefully soon we'll have my stuff in order and we can maybe expand the Patreon stuff for some goodies.
Yeah,
Goodies.
we've had some thoughts. I know people are interested in stickos,
Some
and
merch.
t-shirts and things like that. So
We're on the social medias. You can yell at us on the Instagram at the Blank Bodies Pod, and you can yell at us on the Twitter. And by us, I mean mostly the Lorebot.
yeah, it depends who you want to yell at, to which social media outlet you go to. If you want to yell at me specifically, go to Instagram. If you want to yell at the Lorebot specifically, Twitter. If you want to yell at anyone else, go to the Discord,
You know,
which we have a
Yeah.
Discord.
we got community hangout stuff, got writing workshop stuff, and also community promo stuff. Which, on that note, if you do stream games, writing workshops, cosplay, LARP, crafting, art,
If you're a vampire,
yeah,
Or
we
hit
would
us
like
up.
to do the interviews.
TBH, and if you're anything, if you think you are a wizard, if you're some sort of fey critter,
let us know. We'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter will talk to you. I'll try to be there, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, get on the Discord. Hit us up.
Yes.
Tell us what your favorite skill is.
Yes, and we got plans for things as we're getting into the holidays, because I believe we have stuff for some clan retoolings. We got some stuff about major meta plot stuff in the works. We might talk about morals again,
Moral.
which I'm very excited about. Nobody else is.
I like morals.
We're done.
Anyway, this is the end of the episode.
We're
guys.
at the done. We're at the done.
We love you guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.